Welcome to AP Chemistry. In this short video, we'll go over several topics. We'll congratulate you for being accepted into this course. We'll give you a very brief summary or overview of the course, inspire you with a couple of inspirational thoughts, go over the schedule, talk about the course in general, and also the exam. So first off, congratulations. You've been accepted to a challenging and I hope rewarding course. It will require your best efforts. It can involve some wonderful doors opening for you, and so welcome aboard. Here's the overview of the course overall. Here's how I teach it throughout the year, and this is in the course description from our high school catalog. The general way that we teach the course is to give you 15 packets. Those packets include everything you need. The most important part is that each packet can be understood best by watching the videos that go with each unit, including this one. This is the welcome unit that we start off the course with. Your grade will be largely determined by test scores as well as lab reports, and various other assignments. And here's a more detailed description of the course. You may be challenged during this course, and you may find that there are times where you don't know the answer to a problem or you don't understand what the answer is when you read it. That can happen. What a good AP student does is they figure out a way. They go to multiple sources. They talk to their friends. They have study sessions together. They peruse the web. They don't just say, I don't get it. If the wind will not serve, take to the oars. They're scrappy. They search around. In the lab, if they have to improvise, they'll make sure they do so safely, but they'll improvise if they need to. They don't just accept things the way they are. They hunt around and find a solution. Here's a general schedule for AP Chemistry. You've already received a summer packet. We'll be collecting that on the first day of class. After that, we start going over each chapter. Once we've completed the 15 chapters, well, the 14 chapters, we then take the entire month of April, and this is kind of unique for this course, and we complete an entire Princeton guide. After that, we take the exam in early May, and then we do post-exam activities. The average test scores for AP Chemistry historically have been in the 2.6 to 2.7 range, making it one of the more challenging AP Chemistry courses. And be aware that typically you need a 3 or better to get college credit, and this can vary greatly from school to school. Most students, at least in my course, they come in having taken a year of chemistry already, but this may not provide a complete foundation. There are typically several units that have either been covered weekly or not at all. These can include the buffers unit, intermolecular forces unit, electrochemistry units, and for some students you may find that you need to cover rates and equilibrium from scratch. So these are some of the tougher units since you have to cover them with no prior knowledge. When's the test? May 7th, 2020. How long is it? A little over 3 hours. What are the prerequisites? It's nice if you've taken a year of chemistry already and have a good knowledge of algebra. The format of the test is multiple choice first, 60 questions, no calculators allowed, then 7 free response, of which 3 are long and 4 are short. Each of those are 50% of the exam. The test covers typical college level chemistry. It's a little bit just like a general chemistry course. It does not include much organic chemistry, but it covers typical college level general chemistry topics. What's not in the test for 2019 is covered in what they call an exclusion list, and I've compiled it completely. The college credit situation may vary. Perhaps at a school like University of Connecticut, a 3 or better will do. At other schools, they won't accept credit no matter what score you get, so make sure you think about what schools you may be going to and what you're looking at. Some good resources include the College Board course and exam description, which was revised in 2019. So here's a look at some typical test scores. They have not varied much from about 2.6 to 2.8 over the years. In 2014, they redesigned the course, but the average did take a bit of a drop, but not too much overall. The number of students taking the course has increased dramatically. If we look at 1973 to 2013, it went up to about 140,000. We're now at about 160,000. Here's class averages for my classes over the last couple years. Uh, and here's the last year's, how many tests were given and the overall average. In 2014, they did revise the course quite a bit. They added several topics shown here. Notice these are more non-mathematical course. Techniques, spectroscopy, spectroscopic techniques, and an overview of them. And the focus was on more in-depth lab-based questions and a little less math. And there are also some minor changes in terms of the formatting. And then in 2019, they've gone away from talking about it mostly in terms of 6 big ideas and gone to 9. You know, it's just the same kind of stuff, basically divided up a little bit. But they did greatly expand the course and exam description. They have unit guides. They have a lot of guidance for teachers. They have My AP Classroom, which can cover quite a bit. They do have exclusions, which before was listed as beyond the scope. And also, there is a test bank, but it seems to be mostly suited for teachers using. It's not something that you can just jump on and see thousands of practice questions. This is the exclusion list, which I've copied and pasted from the course and exam description. If you look at this, you'll see they're very specific about what's not on the test and will provide a lot of guidance in this area. There's no point in learning this stuff if you don't need to. Test scores on AP exams can be surprisingly humbling. Even, let's see, 50% incorrect might get you college credit, and you may only need to get 65 to 70% correct in order to get the highest score that they give. So you need to have a thick skin and be prepared for questions where you may not know the answer, but you want to scrape your way through it. They do let you use a periodic table, but it's bare bones. Here's the one that you'll be actually allowed to use. Here's one that we'll be using in the first half of the year that's meant to provide much more guidance. It includes the polyatomic ions. It gives you a lot of hints about what each column is designed for, valence electrons, charges, things like that. Names of elements, that's handy. So be aware that it's fairly bare bones. They also give you a formula sheet, which is 2 pages shown here. This is the formula sheet that I've compiled over the years that covers just about every actual formula you need to know. And there's far more here than there is here. So yes, you do have to memorize some formulas, but don't worry too much. You end up using these so frequently that generally they get memorized just from drill. Okay, welcome aboard to AP Chemistry.